Hey. Yes, we're gonna go ahead and get started in a few minutes. Just want to, make sure everything is broadcasting properly. You could hear me. If you can hear me, say hello, chat in the box. But listen, I want to just educate you real quick because whenever I find out something new, I want to share with your audience and just help you because I know some of you might not know just because I didn't know at first, but now I do know. So I want to share that information with you. So a lot of us business people, sometimes we have to take payments from PayPal, right, to do our businesses. And after a while, PayPal, they're very slick. We can't fault them, but you know what? They're making the money, but they can't make it on our back, all right? So one thing that I found out about PayPal that they're doing is this. So sometimes they might hold your payment. They might hold your payment, especially when you receive monies from a vendor, and they hold it for maybe 6 months, depending on the situation, depending on how large it is, because you're not used to collecting that certain amount of money. If they see that track record, maybe for the first time, somebody sent you a big sum and PayPal wasn't used to it. Who knows? Your business is growing, right? So let's say you're used to collecting $1,000 every month or whatever, or every week or whatever the payment style is. But all of a sudden, your business grew and now you're taking $10,000 or whatever it is. Now, guess what people will do? They'll hold your money because they're not used to it. They don't want to hold it, especially if it's clear. Now they're holding your money, they're making money because remember, money doesn't sit. They're making money off it. They could hold your money for 6 months and you can't have access to that cash. Now you're a small business owner, you're trying to survive, you're trying to do what you need to do to grow your business. Now here's this company holding your funds just because they're not used to the transaction. It's not like the funds was canceled or any of those things, but so just be careful, just be careful because sometimes we want convenience and we're using those services and we don't know. So just be careful now. Just wanted to give you, and they also charge you a fee. So they're making money. They've charged you a fee for that transaction that came in. Now for those of you that don't are not familiar with Gmail, Google Wallet. So Gmail, which is Google, they have another product called Google Wallet that you can use. I use it a lot for my personal transactions, but now I'm also using it for my business actually. Because sometimes I get people that send me money. Guess what? It's free. There's no fees for the business, and in a lot of different states, you could actually access up to $10,000 from Google Wallet. Imagine that. So somebody can actually send you funds up to $10,000 from Google Wallet, and you don't have to worry about um, paying any fee. So for those of you that are business owners, you could do it now. If you're in Florida, sorry to tell you, it's only $3,000 you could access with that. $3,000, but it's what it is. But it's a free service. So because it's a free service, you benefit and you get to win. But before I leave you, like I always do, I want to kind of give you a quick update and give you some help on something. Credit cards. Let's look at credit cards real quick. So a lot of us use credit cards, right? So I want to help you with that because I know I share a lot about credit card usage, and how a credit card company, how they make money. So I really want you to see it because sometimes if you don't see it and you're not wise with your spending, that's an issue. That's a big, big issue. So I need to help you understand how important it is for you to pay off your credit card quickly and be smart when you use credit cards. Like I always say, I do have credit cards that I use and I always get points and miles, but I pay them off enough time so I just benefit. So I'm using a dollar to kill, what they call it, use one stone to kill two birds, right? So that's what I do for my personal. But again, you got to get points and miles, but you got to be smart with it. You can't just go out there shopping. There's good debt, there's bad debt. So you got to be very, very smart with your money. But I want to show you the impact of that and show you how much money is made. So let's look at that. Now, for those of you that are, sat down with me, my agents, my clients, and whoever. So some of this right here, say this is your circle of wealth. When it comes to your credit card, your circle of wealth represents there's a lot of factors that affect your wealth. Opportunity cost. You have heard me talk about when it comes to the forces of wealth creating. Opportunity cost. For every dollar you could have saved, but you end up spending that dollar. Imagine how much you'll be worth in the future. So you always want to always remember that when you're trying to save money and plan for your future. interest rate is something that's affecting your circle of wealth, and then the credit card debt. So let's look at a situation with a $10,000 credit card debt. So you swipe your card, you charge $10,000, and I'm using a big number. That's okay. If you're not spending that much yet, you know what, plan towards that. That's 10,000 points or 10,000 miles. But you know what, hopefully your business will grow and you get that. I know you want me to use $1,000 or $500. It's okay. We're gonna use 10,000 this example. Now, credit card interest rates. Now, look at another 18%. You see why I get so upset about banks and savings accounts and those things? Because they're giving you 0.1% on a credit card. I mean, on a savings account, but then they're charging you 18% on a credit card. That's the lowest, 18%. They know I've never seen a credit card on 10%. It's 18%. Now, also remember, if your credit is good, you can always use the credit card company where they do those zero interest situation. I take a lot of those. Those are awesome. But this Sunday evening on the on my radio show, we're gonna be talking about credit card and how to use life insurance to rebuild your credit. So stay tuned because I'm gonna educate you on that. You're gonna love it. Now, I always talk about 5% interest rate because we pay that amount in a life insurance contract that we have. So that's always a great thing. Now, let's calculate this out. So here's what the credit card companies are doing. So if you yourself as an individual, amount of interest that you paid, $1,972. That's 18% of $10,000. That's 1972. If you in 20 years, this is how much that money would be worth to the that you could have made. Remember, I talked about opportunity cost. So just this is based on opportunity cost. This is not just saying I'm not talking about how much the credit card company is going to make off of you. I'm just talking about if you had invested that $1,900 one time, just put it away, right? One time, and for 20 years, earning 5% rate of return, that money would grow to actually just in 1972. It will be 39,433 in 20 years, 78,000 in 40 years. That's how much interest you pay, amount of interest you would have paid out in 40 years time, paying that on a regular basis. Now, potentially you be able to invest the interest at 5%. If you had invested the interest at 5%, look at how much it will double to. Compounding interest, $65,000. So the first example is you just down $1972, over 20 years period. Okay, just having 1972. Let me just do something real quick, folks. 1 second. 1972. Yes. So if you take, I had to add that up real quick just to make sure I'm giving you the right information. So 1972 multiplied by 20 years will give you 3943. That's how much, $39,433. That's how much you pay over that time frame. Okay, in 40 years, that's how much that money will be in 40 years if you kept paying 1972 every year for the next 40 years. $78,000 would have come out of your pocket. Now, if you took that 1972 and invested it at a 5% rate of return, right? Compounding 20 years, you have in your bank account $65,194. That's a lot of money. 40 years, that's $238,000. That's a lot of money. Now, potential available to lender. Look at why the credit card companies love you. This is why they love you so much. 18%. See what they make? $355,000 on the same 1972. See, opportunity cost for every dollar you don't have to spend, but you end up spending it. Imagine how much you'll be worth in the future if you had saved it. 40 years, $13 million. Folks, stop making the banks rich. You need to get yourself in a position where you're rich, where you're wealthy, not the banks. So I just want to impact you with that knowledge real quick and help you understand some of the things that you got to start doing as a professional business owner or individual as you continue to plan for your family's business. Because again, think about it. The reason I don't like PayPal or whatever it is, because they charge you fees. All those fees add up. For every dollar you could have saved, but you end up spending that money, imagine how much you'll be worth in the future. One last thing I want to help you with, because we sell life insurance, and some of you know I sell life insurance. I work with a lot of different companies. I have over 250 different insurance companies that I use. But one of my carriers, this is some of the things that they have that makes them unique and different from everybody else. They have living benefits. Folks, now think about it. Life insurance today is different. It's not like your cookie cutter life insurance from today. I just want to talk about the living benefits that one of the carriers that I use offer to my clients. First of all, we could go up to $1 million with no medical exam, no blood, no urine, no paramet, just a phone interview, and your policy approved. So if you're an insurance agent out there looking to looking for an opportunity, looking for a business to work with, and you trying to get into, you're sick and tired of the managers you're working with whichever company you're dealing with, give me a call. Definitely, send me a mail inbox, and I do a lot of training. I believe in. You see how I'm pouring out to people out on Facebook. I do a lot of training. I'm always looking for someone to come work with me. So if you're that person, give us a call, because we need more soldiers to go out there and share the message. But what I wanted to share is this information right here: critical injury. Now, why am I picking on critical injury? See, there's a lot of benefits: terminal illness, chronic illness, critical injury. Now, there's no cost to this. This comes automatic with your policy. Whatever policy we sell you comes with. We have it on term insurance, we have it on universal life, we have it on whole life, we have it on all our benefits. It's in there. But the one I want to talk about, because a lot of companies are offering this now. One of the cars I use, they've been around for over 100 and some years. They're the first, the pioneers in this. They're a big company. They've been doing it for years. But they have a rider that no other company in the country offers. Only one company offers this rider, and we can offer it to you. It's called a critical injury. Everybody has critical illness. They have critical chronic illness. They also have terminal illness. Okay, terminal illness, for those of you that don't know, if you're diagnosed with cancer and you have 6 months to live, a year to live, or 2 years to live, we do 2 years, 24 months. You get access to up to $1.5 million on your life insurance coverage. That's a big deal. There's no cost to that. The other one is chronic illness. That will also pay out if you're chronically ill. Let's say, for example, you cannot perform 2 out of 6 activities of daily living. You can't bathe, feed yourself. You can't take a shower. You need somebody to help you. Basically, like somebody coming in to take care of you, a nurse, a family member. We'll cut you a check every month, 2% of your face value every month. So if you have a $500,000 coverage, 2% of that is what, $10,000 a month paid out to you. So that's a benefit that you definitely want to have in your insurance policy. Critical illness, a heart attack, stroke. Let me read that stuff for you. It says aortic graft surgery, aplastic anemia, cancer, cystic fibrosis, diagnosis of ALS, end-stage renal failure, heart attack, heart valve replacement, major organ transplant, motor neuron disease, stroke, and sudden cardiac arrest. Basically, if any of that should ever happen, you have access to your face value up front. So if you have a $100,000 policy, we'll cut you a check for that amount based on the severity of the coverage. But I'll go into a lot more. But the one I really want to talk about, there no other company in the country. Hear me well when I said in the country, nobody. It don't matter who it is, they do not have it. Only one company right now offers it, and we sell it. So I'm so excited because that's the company that we use. I love it. They have this rider. They're pioneers. Other companies are scared to do it. We do it. So, and that's why I partner with them. So the company, they offer critical injury. Now, for those of you that are bikers, man, I'm not wishing you loom and doom, but this is basically what I'm saying to you. If you're a biker, God forbid there's a brain surgery, brain injury. Look at what we offer. Severe burns. Let's start from here. Subject to state approval, some of our states that we are in, is approved in. So if you contact me, I'll look into your state and see if it's approved in your state. But it says the qualifying events may include coma, paralysis, severe burns, and traumatic brain injury. See that? Severe burns. I mean, so many people, there's a fire, something happens. So, I'm not wishing those things to happen to you, but you know what? What is insurance? Insurance is in case something happens. Why not have this benefit? It's free. It's in your policy. You don't have to worry about it. Or if something happens, guess what? Your family members could pick up the phone while they're worried about paying the medical bills and all the other stuff. We'll cut you a check to use to take care of bills. Imagine that. While you're living. It's not just cash value. I know I talk a lot about cash value, but man, benefits is the key. When it comes to everything else, it doesn't matter. A lot of companies are going to give you, cheap products or whatever it is. But man, when you're laid up in the hospital and you're sitting there, imagine you're a business owner. I'm a human being just like you. I'm a customer. Understand this. I'm a consumer just like you. The only reason that what makes me different is because I got an insurance license to do what I do. guess what? The only reason I got my license because I wanted to understand. Now I know you don't have time to go get your license and do what I do. That's why I take the time to learn and understand all the product that's available. Like I said before, I have over 250 companies that I could provide. But you know what? I look for the companies that have value, that have benefits. I don't care about the name, brand, or whatever, because at the end of the day, you're trusting me to do business with you. You trusting me to know the best, to find the best program for you. That's what I do. So I want to make sure that when you're getting your plan, pick up the phone right now. Call your current carrier. Don't call the agent because he probably don't know. Call the customer service company and say, hey, the policy I currently have, what kind of benefits do I have? Does it pay me when I die? What if I'm in the hospital and I have a heart attack and I don't have to die? They say I have, I'm just, it's a minor heart attack, or I have a burn, fire, whatever. You're covered. Or you could just tell them the names. Say, do I have a critical injury rider? Can I even get it? How much does it cost me to have it? Remember, mine is free. It doesn't cost you no money. $0. That's it. Ask them that. Do I have a critical illness? What are the benefits? What is the maximum amount that you're going to pay me if something happens? Ask them about chronic illness. What is the maximum you're going to pay me? Ask them about terminal illness. What's the maximum you're going to pay me? But most importantly, ask them critical injury. What is the maximum you're going to pay me if I have a critical injury? If they say no, you know what to do. Pick up the phone and give me a call. You all right? So you'll have a great week, man. It's Tuesday, man. Folks, August 1st. I'm getting ready to take my daughter to dinner. So today's her birthday. So, wish her she's going to be 17 years old. Oh my goodness. Time flies. So we're taking her to dinner. She don't know where we're going yet. I haven't decided yet, but it's going to be special. But you know what? Thank you so much for checking me out. One last thing I want to do, just kind of remind you, this Sunday, don't forget, join us at Read Get Radio on WAEC, um, Atlanta, Love 860 AM. Atlanta, if you're on the dial, or iHeartRadio. So 7 p.m. Sunday, don't forget to tune in. With that, you'll have a great week. Keep rocking and rolling. If you need any help, give me a call. Number is 301-220-3555, or shoot me an email at info at lagofinancialservices.com. Talk to me. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.